How's it going, everybody? My name is Philip, and today we are going to be reacting to Bob Saget dirty dad jokes. I never really watched Full House. It was I guess it was a bit before my time, or it was on while I was like a toddler or something like that. I was really young. I just never watched it. I don't know. I was more interested in cartoons when I was really little, and then I found the Batman series, the '60s version with Adam West and Burt Ward and Cesar Romano, and all of them, and so I never really watched Full House. I never had that sort of connection to any of the actors or actresses that were in Full House. The Olsen twins, however, I always we had the whole, I don't know how many movies they had like when they were little, but we had this big old VHS like library of the Olsen twins, and that's really it. I never really, like I said, never really watched Full House. I did see that he hosted America's Funniest Home Videos for a while. I think when I started watching it more regularly was with Tom Bergeron. And I don't know if he was the one that replaced Bob Saget or if they had someone between the two. So I don't really know. There's always these weird rumors, or there's always these really random, not necessarily accusations or something like that about him. Like, I feel weird just even talking about it because I don't even know, like whether he possibly touched or something with the Olsen twins or something. I don't know what the accusations, what the whatever it was. I never really believed him. I never really fully just bought into it or anything. I was like, okay. I don't know. I don't know. Let's move on. That's basically how my mindset has always been on Bob Saget. But those thoughts were always at the forefront of my mind every time I thought of Bob Saget. Also, primarily because I'm probably gonna look into that after this, because obviously the response after his really kind of out of nowhere passing, it's just, I feel like I need to know the whole story. I need to know what if there's actually anything. I mean, people throw jokes around and whatnot, but jokes are jokes, So I should probably, like I said, I'll look into that after this. But obviously, I have heard of Bob Saget, and I never really have gotten into stand-up comedy or anything like that. So this is also something I was going to do for Australia as well, but I decided after hearing about his passing, I was going to do a video on Bob Saget. It definitely sucks. I don't fully know what this, like, I just heard about it today when as I'm recording this, and there's not really much information as of right now when I'm recording this. So this might go up like a day or two after however much information comes out. Some people might have said it might have been drugs, or at least I've heard that it's a possibility because he used to do drugs, and there's always a possibility. I know that recently my dad's best friend's son also, like, it literally, November, December, late November, early December, something like that. I think he recently passed away from drugs, and he was like 18 years old, and I take it that they're taking it very hard, and yeah, it's a rough one. So just to lighten the mood, I guess, a little bit, instead of doing a tribute video, I want to learn more about stand-up comedy and what they kind of what their routines, not necessarily, I'm going to learn their routines or anything, but I'd like to learn a little bit more about what they did, what they've done, and a little bit more on stand-up comedy. If there's any Australian or English or just any other stand-up comedians out there that you might think that I would like, let me know in the comment section below. One person that I have lined up that I was going to do
my dad
today.
We had
one person that I was originally gonna react to today was Jim Jeffries. I believe he's Australian. I literally just looked up on Google top Australian stand-up comedians, and he popped up. So I was like, okay, I'll give him a watch. I found one that I thought was gonna be interesting to react to, and so I put that on my watch list. So let's get into Dad's Dirty Jokes by Bob Saget, and let's see how funny it is. I feel like if it's not a try not to laugh, then I'll laugh and I'll be okay. But when it's a challenge, I'm very serious. But it's not, so let's enjoy. As always, you can find the original video down in the description below, the link and everything, so you could check that out as well. And let's check it out.
very weird existence. I was 11, and he was a meat executive. He was like a head of meat. He was a meathead, basically. And he would just tell me sick shit, which is why I became a comedian before I did anything else. We would be in a restaurant, this is true, and he was sitting next to me, and he had a menu, and he said, tonight's specials are cake and cock, and they're out of cake. And I was like, I'm 11. I like cake. They don't have cake? He was a sick guy, really funny, but just said weird stuff. He went through the Depression. He would say jokes like, ask me how I slept last night. How'd you sleep? Like a baby with your mom's tit in my mouth. I'm like, oh my God. I want to be emancipated, you creepy man.
Jeez.
I didn't know what he was talking about. He would do dumb things. He said, I read the newspaper today. I think it was a misprint. I didn't know if the guy shot himself or shit himself. Just a walking rim shot, the whole thing. He was a supermarket person, supermarkets. He said that one day A&P was gonna merge with Stop and Shop and be Stop and P. He's not here anymore. How you doing, sir? He told me a joke. This is a really weird joke. I shouldn't share it. Okay, but you insisted. This is an old school joke from the Depression, so this is it.
Oh,
a guy goes into a house of ill repute, which I didn't even know what that meant. I was 11 years old. It doesn't mean nothing. And that's how I talk, it means nothing. And the guy says, what do you have for $1? So that's around this time, when this place was built. Now, 20 years earlier. Forget the fucking facts, listen to the joke. So this guy goes into a house of ill repute and says, what do you have for $1? And the proprietor, I don't know what proprietor means, he says, I'm 11. He says, go upstairs and make a right and sit on the bed and you'll know what to do. And the guy goes upstairs and sits on a bed and a little door opens up and a chicken comes into the room. This is foul. And we laughed. And the guy, I'm 11, the guy, as my dad tells me, does his business with the chicken. That's fucking nothing to me. I don't know what that does his business. What do you like, shaking hands, Willie Loman? You got briefcases? I don't know.
Know what that means.
And then
Holy
he
shit.
says, and then the chicken is disgusted and he leaves. He's angry. That's correct. You know what I'm talking about. Chicken goes away. And the guy goes away and he comes back the next day and he says to the proprietor, I'm 11, I swear to you, I didn't even have a pube. I didn't know what my dad was talking about. Well, I had one pube and I put it under the pillow for the pube fairy to come. And he came on my pillow, which was really bad. But so the guy comes back and he says, I want my $1 back. And the proprietor says, oh, no, sir, good sir. Because it was much more official. He said, I'll make it up to you. Go up the stairs this time and make a left and you won't want your $1 back. And guy goes, okay, goes up the stairs, makes a left, sits down in a screening room, bunch of guys in raincoats, there's a big curtain opens up and there's a porn thing going on, a bunch of people like some orgy, and I'm 11, I don't know what anything he's talking about means. And he says, and the guy turns to the guy next to him and says, boy, this is something. And the other guy says, you should have been here yesterday, some guy was fucking a chicken. It's a long way to go.
Damn.
But that's my childhood. And my parents were together for 65 years. She loved him to death. And my mother's still alive. She can hear you right now. She's outside driving around. She is 87 and she still drives. I got her a prescription Winfield. So, and I got the first alert. You know that thing where you fall and you can't get up or something? She hits the button and it calls the first people that I want there, which is the caterer. That's specifically a Jewish person's kind of joke. Any Jewish people here? Did you have a coupon? How'd you go about that? You applaud that. That does not help. I'm actually Jewish. I'll be showing you in just a few minutes. We'll bring the jib in close. I'll call it a jib to show my giblets. I actually have been circumcised 9 times.
How does that work?
Enjoy the calamari.
Ew. Okay. That's not bad. I remember there was one time okay, so this is probably not the best place to tell dirty jokes. For my dad's dirty joke, there was one that he told. It was at my aunt's wedding rehearsal dinner, and so I was with my parents. My parents. I don't remember if my brother was there or not. For some reason, I want to say he wasn't, but he might have been. I don't know why he wouldn't have been. But there was like, I don't remember why we were telling or why they were telling jokes. I was just listening because I was like 12, 13 at the time. I was in middle school. So I was like 7th, 8th grade. And I remember one of the jokes that my dad told, it was about this cop. He was driving down the highway or whatever, and he looks to the right. He sees this house and whatever. And as he continues, he sees this guy in the back having sex with a donkey. And so he was like, he continues on, and he's like, when he realizes what he saw, he turned around to make sure, and there's a dude having sex with a donkey, like in the back or whatever, or on the side, or I don't know, somewhere visible apparently from the road. So he pulls over, and he gets out, and he knocks on the door, and a kid answers. And the kid and the officer is like, there's a guy having sex with a donkey in the back, right? And the kid's like, oh, he always does that. Or he always... Something where supposed to make the kid sound like a donkey. Saying that the donkey is the kid's mom, basically. I'm explaining because, And I was like, okay. Obviously, me already being a child, for the most part, I knew for... Obviously, my dad didn't say sex. He was like, oh, there's a guy fucking a donkey in the back. He was like, oh, he always does that. But he made it, again, more donkey sounding than that. But I thought it was kind of funny. Definitely not something that you should say around your, I guess, 13-year-old child, maybe. Just a little bit older. But I don't know. Maybe it's just different when parents say it. There's other jokes I can't remember from my uncles, and yeah, it's just funny how parents are, aren't they? I would love to do more stuff on Bob Saget, honestly, because this was only a short, like about 4.5 minutes, of getting to learn about Bob Saget, and unfortunately, there's no more new stuff gonna come out, because that's how death works. Unfortunately, I mean, unless they're like working on something that hasn't been released yet, but I don't know. Like I said, if there's any more stand-up comedians that you would like me to react to, whether it's English, Australian, anybody in general, I would love to react to some, because like I said, I've never been a big stand-up comedian watcher. I don't know why. It's just not something I've ever... It's kind of like the same thing with live like concerts. I just never really thought about going and watching one. Never listening to them, the live versions of concerts or whatever it is. I just stand-up comedy. I'm just like, meh, okay. it's one of those things where I never thought of trying to go and sit and watch someone do stand-up comedy. It's not that I never found it funny or fun or entertaining. I just never thought about it, and I just did other things to keep my mind off it, and it is what it is, honestly. So I'm interested in getting more into some more stand-up comedy. Let me know some more people in the comment section down below. Subscribe for more content, more music coming on its way as well. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.